Good morning, everyone. This is a code compliance hearing for the city of North Miami. Today is June 5th, right? Yep.
June 5th, yeah.
2024. My name is Beatrice, Special Magistrate for the city. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, therefore all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward. You can raise the little hand signal to let us know that you are present on that case, and we will let you in. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table the case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order in the case of the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. The record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, then the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Madam Clerk.
All right, Madam Clerk, we're going to go ahead and have the officer administer the oath to the inspectors. Inspectors, if you can please turn on your camera.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that
One second.
One moment, Officer Carter, we're having trouble hearing you.
Officer, I think you're froze So it was hard to hear you.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes.
Sounds better. Yes.
100%.
Okay. I'll start over. Everybody raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, officer.
And for the translators, if you can please unmute yourselves for the oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and
Officer Carter, you may have to do that again if you would like to come.
Did you hear?
She's
I
getting
think I'm
in there
fr-
now.
Hello, is that
Yes,
better?
let's try it.
Hello?
Can't hear you now.
No, we can't hear her.
Hello?
Officer Carter, if you would like to come in and do it, you can do that. Give me 1 second.
Hello? Oh. Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Much better.
Translators, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Say, I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, officer. All right, Madam Clerk, please announce for the record if there are any additions, corrections, and or deletions to the hearing
Yes.
agenda and any house cleaning matters that you address.
Magistrate, I want to go ahead. There are amendments to the agenda. However, I did want Officer Carter to go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance as well.
Wonderful.
All right.
Okay.
If everyone could place their hand over their chest. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good morning again. Sorry for that. Magistrate, we do have one amendment to the agenda today. That's case number 12 on the agenda. The
Mhm.
case has been complied.
Okay.
All right, so I'll begin.
Oh, that's it?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it. All right. Good morning and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing. I will review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is always muted unless you are giving testimony on a case. If you are using two devices to participate in today's hearing, be sure your audio is only enabled on one device. When your case is called, if you are signed into Zoom, you will receive a notification giving you access to audio and video so that you may give your testimony. If you are physically here at the City Hall and wish to give your testimony, you must sign in with the code clerk and await a text message indicating your case is ready to be heard. Upon receiving that message, you should immediately come to the code compliance office to be provided with access to a computer. If you would like to speak on behalf of a case, once the case is called, you should click the raise hand button to be acknowledged. Before giving your testimony on a case, please state your name, property address, and relationship to the property. If you wish to have an interpreter assist during your case, please indicate this when your case is called. Magistrate, that will conclude that instructions.
Great. You may call your first case.
All right, Magistrate, I'm going to call the first case as item number 20 on the agenda. It's Manuel
I think it's Guerra.
Guerra. Case number CEFAC 2023-00033. We also have the tenant. She's here. Her name is, excuse me, Trafina Lewis. If we can enable the video in the lobby for Ms. Trafina, please.
He's there in person.
He's here in person, yes. One moment.
Good morning. Ma'am,
Good
can you hear
morning.
me?
Yes, good morning.
All right. Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Trifina Elma Lewis.
All right. Thank you,
All
Ms.
right.
Lewis. What is your relationship to the property?
Owner, unit owner.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Trafina,
All right.
if you can please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do. Please say I do. Okay.
I
Thank
do.
you.
The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo.
All right. Officer Murillo.
Good morning, Inspector Murillo, Cedar North, Miami. On January 20, 2023, this case was open to a property at just 12500 Northeast 15th Avenue to Unit 504. This case was open for the plumbing issues. That means Lewis had on her Unit 404 for water leaking into the bathrooms and the kitchen. Until this date, there has been no compliance. The notice to appear was posted on May 2nd of 2024 and had a final inspection on May 22nd of 2024. Like I said, there has been no compliance, and from the last magistrate, the case was tabled because magistrate, you requested for them to submit a report to us, and the city hasn't received any report yet, and we have no communication since that last hearing.
Okay. So just so that I'm clear, Miss Lewis, your unit is number 404, correct?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and the plumbing issue is on the unit above you, which is 504.
Yes,
Is that
Your
right?
Honor.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Wow. Was the owner for Unit 504 present at the time, Officer Murillo? I can't recall.
It was an attorney who was present.
Their attorney was present.
Yeah.
Okay. My God. Have you tested your place for mold, Miss Lewis? Mrs. Lewis?
Yes, the more people, yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Have you,
the more people that was there, and they found more, but they didn't do anything.
um, what is this CD, what are we seeking? What do we want to do? Because this seems, yes, there's a code enforcement aspect of it. There's also probably a civil action for her. So Miss Lewis, you're not represented by an attorney, you haven't, or your, condo, what is it, condo insurance? You haven't contacted your insurance company, regarding the leaks and everything that's going on or not?
Yet I complained to the association, the management, and nothing, which the management said the water comes from 504 above me.
And you have not hired an attorney for you to take civil actions against
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
owner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you have, or
Yes.
yes, you intend to?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So as far as the city is concerned, I mean, I'm seeing health issues. I'm seeing health hazard. Who is who's my building official? Is he present? He or she is present?
Ms. Shani is here on behalf of the building department.
Hello, how you doing?
Very well. Where is she? Hold on.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn my camera on.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Let me find you because the thing is a little small. All right. Is it Miss Pressy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning.
Um,
What is your take? What is your take on this? What are you seeing? What is your concern?
It's us. If repairs needs to be made, but as far as that's a legal issue between her, she have to actually sue them to get it, unless you to get either reimbursed of her fixing it. Only thing I can do is that's like I can't even say it's unsafe. I can't order them to fix it. Only thing, that's a civil, but it needs to be repaired.
Okay, so because it's between the two units, that's what you
Correct.
say. Understood. Okay. All right. I get it. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so I'm going to enter an adjudication. I do find that the violation does exist. But entering an adjudication, what is it that we're asking of the property owner?
To make the repairs for unit 404.
Okay, so for the unit unit owner 504 to make repairs to unit 404?
Well, they need to get a licensed plumber, right? To fix this issue with the plumbing. So that's what we're requesting right now.
Okay. All right, so I do find that the violation exists. I enter an adjudication. Also find good notice, given proper notice, owners have failed to appear. As the inspector testified at the last hearing, the unit owner was represented by counsel, and they were aware back then that the case was continued to this date, and they also received proper notice for today's hearing, and they have failed to appear. Hereby enter an adjudication. Owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation, which at this point is to get a plumber to fix the plumbing issue, ongoing plumbing issue. And if they fail to do so, there will be a daily fine amount of $500. Can you give me the my abatement date, please?
Yes.
In this
for your
case,
30
I'm giving 30 days.
Okay, so for your 30 days is July 19th. 60 days
Okay.
would be August 19th.
July 19th. They've had plenty of time. July 19th.
And your 60
you.
day is August 19th.
Okay.
And your 90 day would be September 16th.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it will be July 19th to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Recording in progress.
All right, you guys have had almost 2 years. So I will enter an adjudication, find that the violation does exist. I will give you the 60 days, but if it's not resolved within the 60 days, there will be a daily fine amount of $500. Good luck to
Okay,
you.
thank you very much for the 60 days. We will finish it before.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, the next case we're going to call is item number 13. Item number 13 is Carlos Jose Solamia Hunt. Sorry for if I messed up the names. Case number is CEDIC 2024-00001. The person on this is Carlos. Carlos, forgive me for if I messed up your name.
No worries. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Carlos Jose Solami Hunt. Also with me is Jose Gomez. We're both the property owners at 1990 Keystone Boulevard, North Miami, Florida.
Thank
Carlos and Jose, if you don't mind, please raise your right hand. Jose, get in there. Okay, there we go. Yes. All right, do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do. I do.
Perfect. The officer on this case here, we have Officer Sanders.
Good morning, Officer Sanders.
We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry, trying to go through my cases. Shanna Sanders, Neighborhood Service Inspector. This case is a new case for property address 1990 Keystone Boulevard. It was initially opened on March 19th, whereas I received the call from a resident stating that there was some dumping into the canal or to the drainage in front of the property or on the side of the property. I went out to the property and did observe a water hose that was attached to it was coming out of the pool, going onto the street or the swell, draining the water from the pool. I posted the property with an immediate notice asking that they give me a call and to remove the water hose out of the drain. I received a phone call from the property owner, I believe maybe 2 or 3 days later. We had a conversation. He was stated he was new to the area. He did not know, first of all, that this was not allowed. He did not know that there was a violation. I explained to him, seeing that this is a non-reversible violation. I told him I would be filing it for the magistrate immediately. He stated he understood, posted a notice to appear at the property, again, had a conversation. He understands fully, I believe, why he's here today. Proper notice has been given. As you see, he's here, but I'll let the property owner explain what's going on and why this occurred at the property.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. So we acquired the property on March 8th, 2024. That's when we closed on the property. We immediately saw, as per Exhibit 1, that the pool was full of storm water. It was abandoned effectively. It was all green and no one had really taken care of it. We hired a contractor on March 14th called All Florida Pool and Spa Center, doing business as Amenity Pool Services. That's also an exhibit that we submitted as part of evidence in basically a repair agreement. We were not at the property. The property was empty for a very long time, and we just let the experts do what they're supposed to do, which is, take care of the pool in compliance with all the regulations and laws. We then came aware of Inspector Sanders' notice, we immediately called the pool company to stop everything that they were doing. And you know, now we're here in this hearing. In addition to not only, you know, the dumping that they did, they also did, the company damaged the pool liner, and a few other damages that they did to us. So, you know, unfortunately we're here a little bit like the victims, because how the situation unfolded with this company. You know, we're truly sorry to have broken a violation that we didn't know existed also, but that's basically the situation.
All right. I sorry experienced this, but unfortunately, their action has caused, you know, irreversible damage to the city, which creates a larger public issue. I don't know what your next step is going to be as it relates to that company. You have to tag this violation to it, because I do find that the violation was irreversible. I will enter an adjudication, and you have to pay a one-time fine in the amount of $1,000 to be paid within 30 days.
Thank you for your consideration, and we will indeed comply and take this also to the company as well, privately. But thank you for your time.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're muted, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. We're going to call item number 14, Dorset House Association, Inc., case number CEGMP 2019-00142. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of August 12, 2021. Fine was set at $500 plus the cost assessment. Let me allow the attendees, Melissa Goupe and Tanya Hamlin. Melissa, if you can please accept. Enable your audio and video, please. You may unmute yourself.
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Melissa Goupe, and I am the Vice President for the construction company South Coast that's doing work on this project.
And I also have Tanya. Tanya, if you read there. I have Tanya, not Tara. Tanya.
I'm the attorney for the association. I did register.
Okay.
I also submitted all the evidence.
All right. Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Tara Mulberry. I'm the attorney for Dorset House.
Okay, thank you.
Melissa Coupe, if you can please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's the inspector?
The inspector is Shanna Sanders.
All right. Ms. Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, Neighborhood Service Inspector. This is a old case for 2500 Northeast, 135th Street. This is a violation that was cited for the exposed rebar and concrete damage that was throughout the building. It was originally cited in November of 2019 whereas I received a phone call about the overall conditions of the property. They were, of course, cited. We have been going back and forth over the past few years. We're trying to get this violation abated, trying to get the property up to par. As of my last reinspection, the work has been done for the most part. However, the permits have been obtained but still remain open. So at this time, compliance has not been fully met. Again, I want to stress most of the work, if not almost all of the work, has been done. However, compliance has not been met until the permits are obtained and closed out. I will let the property management, the lawyers speak, and I definitely want to get the building department's conversation on this piece as to what we need to do to get this violation closed out and to get this rectified. Again, as of my last inspection, the violation still remains.
Give me 1 second. These are old photos, correct?
These are old photos, yes.
Okay.
If she go down, she'll probably come to some of the newer ones that show, of course, the work again has been done. This was when it was initially cited and when we were coming back to the hearings, because I'm seeing some again from November 2019. I saw some photos from October 2020. I saw something from 2021. But again, work has been done and it's just about complete. However, the permits still remain open and compliance has not been fully met.
Who wants to go first?
I will, Your Honor. So Tara Mulberry on behalf of the association, I would first like to thank Ms. Saunders. She has put up with us for the last 4 years. This started because of exposed rebar and 12 screens that were missing on the building. The project started at an estimated $700,000. So far, the association is up to close to $5 million. This various issues of exposed rebar actually uncovered when they started to try and repair it. There were several structural issues that had to be done at the same time. They ended up having post-tension cable issues, which there are only 12 engineers in the entire state that are licensed to handle that issue. They've also dealt with 2 runaway contractors, but that at each part, the association hasn't stopped. The association has been trying to come into compliance at every step. It's my understanding that the permit issue is because it's a master permit, so there's several items that are underneath that same permit. As far as the violation, those have been cured. Unfortunately, and fortunately for the owners, my client didn't just go and cover up the rebar, or do the smaller things. They actually went into each floor, each balcony, all the substructures, the pool, the parking garage, everything was chipped away and essentially replaced. If you think about starting at $700,000 and ending up close to $5 million, there's been 1 to 2 engineers on the project throughout the entire time. Everything with regarding life safety, we have not been at no point where they red tagged. There had to be shoring. Just the scope of this project, while yes, it does seem like this has been long-standing, it has never stopped. So, with the cost, of course, my client would like to see that these violations are closed. There is still work that needs to be done because they're not going to finish the project. They're not done with the entire project. There's still painting, waterproofing, other things that need to be completed. But as far as the violation to stop the bleeding, we're requesting that the violation parts be closed out. And, we fall into the mercy, of course, of you all, and I hope you see the memberships issue. This is a cost they weren't anticipating. This is a cost they're going to be special assessed for. Nobody knew until they started chipping away just the scope of what was lying underneath. The post-tension cables, somebody can explain it better than I can, but it's my understanding that that's what holds the whole building together. So the chipping away at it, it's not like they could just take a sledgehammer. They had to go in there, chip, inspect, engineer, inspect at each stage. So while I understand and the association understands that this has been a very long project, We tried to submit as much evidence as we could. You know, we have been ready for each hearing, but the city has been kind enough, and Ms. Saunders has definitely been kind enough to continue to push it on to the next one. So while we did have an abatement date of August 21st, this is actually, you know, the first time that we've spoken to the city on one of these hearings. They have continued to find sufficient evidence to extend that abatement date. So I can have Melissa in more technical terms explain if you'd like. She's been the one with the building department and the actual project.
So we recently did just have an inspection with the building department, and the building inspector did come out, and he did agree that all of the rebar and the conditions for the violation have been cleared, and just like Tara had just said, there are still additional things and some waterproofing that needs to be applied, and all of that is under the umbrella of this, you know, concrete restoration repair permit that we have. So that is the only reason why the permit has not been closed, is due to those repairs. Again, like Tara said, there are no life safety. We have taken a huge amount of detail. The post-tension cables, just like she said, they are what holds the building together. As we progressed through the project and did find those rebar that were exposed, significant more than what was originally visually seen, we did all of the repairs to those, all of the repairs to the entire building with regards to any type of structural damage, structural repair. The building has always been in a habitable condition because of how we were doing the work, and we were being so methodical. If we were to have done the work in different ways, it could have created problems. We've worked very closely with the city inspectors as well as the multiple engineers that have been required to do this type of work, because some of it is so specialized. We've worked with multiple engineers in order to be able to make this happen and complete this work.
Okay. Ms. Sanders?
Yeah, from where I sit, the violation still remains open. You know, as Tara has said, we have been diligently working with them. We're trying to get this rectified. You know, again, however, this has been 4.5 years in the making. So, you know, I'm asking that we go ahead and move forward with, you know, assessing the fines. And at that time, whenever the violation is abated and they are complete, they can always come back to the city to ask for that fine to be mitigated. But as of this hearing, I would like for the fines to move forward.
If I may, because we can close the permit, but we're just going to close it to have to reopen it. And that's kind of where we sit with this. If the permit is all that's missing, I would rather, you know, give us 5 days to close out the permit, and then we'll have to reapply to reopen it, because there are still other items underneath that permit umbrella. But if closing that permit is what's going to, you know, make this violation cured, please just give us a few days and we'll close the permit. Everything, we can do that. That part has been passed on the inspection. I'm not sure the cost associated with reopening, but I can't imagine it'd be more expensive than a daily fine until the entire project is completed with all the items underneath that umbrella. We would request that you give us, you know, a little bit of time so we don't have to do that, especially since the violations are cured, except for that I don't believe we can close part of a permit. We'd have to close the entire permit, and then we'd have to reopen the entire permit again. I just don't want to cause my client more harm by either waiting for the permit to, you know, because then they're working without a permit. So we'd have to have everybody stop, you know, the work that's still going on, close the permit, wait, have the permit reopened. But I really just don't want I want these violations, since they technically are done and the inspections have been passed. You know, my client has taken a really big hit financially that it wasn't anticipating, and these aren't wealthy people. So the more we can do to lessen this cost to them, I would greatly appreciate it on their behalf.
If I could just add something small, at the last inspection that we did have from the building department, they did attest to the fact that the rebar had been closed, and it was their preference that with regards to the additional work that needs to be done for the permit, you know, the current permit to still stay into effect, in order to be able to do the additional work that needs to be done, like Tara had indicated. That was their preference that they had suggested to us. Again, we're happy to close the permit. It will just take a couple of days if that's what is required. It was just their preference.
And if the building department is there, I would like them to possibly chime in, because I'm not confident with saying it's just as easy as, you know, calling in to close it out. I did send an email to the building official and to Inspector Presley a week prior to this hearing, asking them and their opinion on closing it out, because I wanted to get this off of the agenda. However, their email to me was stating to leave this open. So, you know, I just want to, you know, double back and say with Tara, I'm not sure again that it's as easy as saying we'll close it out. If we can, if the building official is here and or Ms. Presley, who responded to the emails to me, can chime in to say, you know, what's going on your end, because we're getting, you know, Tara saying let's close it out. Alyssa is saying you said to leave it open. We need building department to chime in on this.
We did.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, go ahead, Sarah. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, and you can go ahead and speak afterwards.
We did go ahead and submit, I believe it was 1,084 pages that were requested by the building department when we were all
Actually, it was more than that, Tara. I'm sorry to interrupt. It was almost 2,000 pages of reports from the engineer that they did request. We submitted a link as per the request of the inspector who was on site to all of those pages from the engineer. And just to clarify, the reason that the building department requested of us to not close the permit was to be able to continue to do the other repairs that are still ongoing that are not associated with this violation for the property, because that is part of the master permit. I think that's the best word. The master permit that are included in that are included in the work that needs to be done. They did not ask us to leave it open because they had thought that the rebar was not covered or those things were not done, were the understanding and the communication that I received.
Okay, so you guys, when you submitted this permit, is the BBC 2021-51, that's the one you're referring to?
If you give me 1 moment, I can look that up, but I believe so. We only have one. Give me 1 minute. I apologize. I did not have the permit number in hand.
That's it, Shawnee. That's what I have as well.
Okay, so that permit was for concrete restoration, waterproofing, and painting. So as far as I'm concerned, as for the exterior of the building, is basically it does correspond with the rebarring, but like I stated to Ms. Sandra, that permit is not finalized until the whole, because if you do it in phases, if you guys decided to do one phase 2, that's your preference, how you split your project up. As far as my concern, a permit is not finalized until the whole project is complete. That means every part of the building has been inspected. This building, like she stated before, has been going on since 2019 and it's not in compliance. Until you get in compliance, that permit should not be closed out. A lot of things get dragged over the years, and then it slipped through the cracks where the permit is not finalized. People walk away and it remains open. Right now, I think we may have some other things going on. I see other little permits that's in the system doesn't have that needs to also be closed out. But nevertheless, the permit that is in question is not finalized, and until it gets finalized, the permit should remain open.
The only remaining work that needs to be done is the waterproofing, which is something that needs to be done, not necessarily in phases, but we can't do the waterproofing at the beginning because the concrete restoration would in fact damage that waterproofing. So the original permit was for concrete restoration, which encompassed all of the rebar exposure, which has been since satisfied, and we have reports from the engineer stating to that fact. And the painting has been done at approximately 98%, because the little bit that's left is around the waterproofing, and that touch-up will have to be done. The question right now is just how the waterproofing is going to be done, and the engineer is working on making sure that the original specifications do comply with the current situation, to make sure that it is accurate because of all the work that we have done so far. They just want to make sure, and that's what they're working on at the current moment.
And Ms. Pressey, just to confirm with your records, though, you do show that the violations, the 12 screens and the concrete restoration, the rebar exposure, which we're here for today, those have been completed and passed.
No, okay, so what I'm saying to you right now, it has not been finalized. So what I'm saying is that since everything is all under one, you did not separate you could have submitted a separate painting permit, a separate waterproofing permit, your concrete restoration permit. It could have been all three separate. You guys decided to put everything together under one umbrella, which is fine. My concern is that all the permit has not been closed out and it should not be finalized. It should not be closed out until everything it has been completed. And
there's no way we can remove two sections from that permit. It would have to be.
No, ma'am.
Okay, here's my question.
I'm sorry.
Here's my question to you, Ms. Presley. As far as the issues with the rebar and all the, I guess, aspect of this case that was a life safety issue, have those been taken care of?
Hold on 1 second. Let me see what the last inspection, I don't have that in front of me. Give me 1 second.
Because I think our major issues were the exposed bars, the, because we felt at the time it wasn't safe. Correct, Officer, Inspector Sanders?
Yes, I specifically have, the exposed rebars and concrete throughout the building in the parking garage needs to be treated, repaired, and replaced. A building permit must be obtained from the building department in order to repair, replace, and resurface the exterior walls of the building. It's precisely what was cited and stated.
Okay, and these items have been taken care of, correct?
Hold on 1 second. I'm looking at the last inspection and what he wrote. He asked for as based on the last inspection was done on 5/20/2024. The inspector Rick Allen, he went out there. He picked up the engineer letters. He said he needed a couple of things that needs to be addressed, which was all the reports emailed over to the city, final cost affidavit, and they need the engineer letter. And that's not as far as the rebar. Is not saying that the rebar has been always finalized. So what we do, we look at all the inspection reports, and according to those inspection reports, I don't have those in front of me. Once those have they have like a special inspector who actually goes out there, and as they doing the project, he would note those in the system. Well, he would log those in that log. So once everything has been finalized, we would then be able to finalize the permit. But as right now, I don't see where it states in the system right now that the rebar is okay. So I can't speak on that part because I don't have that right now in front of me.
Is there any way that we would be able to get Rick Alley to come on to this hearing?
No, not right now, ma'am. He's out. He doesn't start until about 12 o'clock.
Because we have submitted, pursuant to each hearing, we've submitted, the thousands of pages, or in at least I had 1,084 that had been submitted, and I submitted as evidence today the engineer's letter showing that it had been completed. I know that they were waiting for the link, like Melissa had said earlier, which had all of the pages concisely into it. The engineer report, like I said, is attached as evidence, or the engineer letter. The affidavit, the final cost affidavit, I would have to let Melissa speak to that.
So with regards to the letter, Tara, the letter that was written by Tanya that does state that exposed rebar has all been taken care of, that was submitted to the city. We also did provide the city the link to the almost 2,000 pages of reports. Inspector Presley it's Presley. She had mentioned that we could have opened 3 different permits. We were specifically not given that option. We did contract with the association to do all of those, and the city did require us to pull 1 permit at that time for all of those. I know since then we have in other jobs that we've done in your city opened multiple permits, but at the time that this was done, we were specifically not given that option because we had a contract that incorporated everything, and they said 1 contract, 1 permit.
Exactly. If that's how you presented it to us, that's how we're going to take it in. But if you were presented 3 separate permits, we would have taken it in as 3 separate permits. It's up to you how you present your project. So if you would have gave us 3 separate permits, we would have taken it in as 3 separate permits. We could have been 3 separate ways. But you guys presented it all under one with 1 contract. That's how the permit came into us, and that's how we took it in. So if you presented everything under one permit, under one umbrella, that's how the permit is going to be taken in. Once the permit has been finalized and issued to you, you can't like go back and try to take it out in three phases. But how you do your layout of the inspections and how you go out throughout your project is up to your project manager, how he's gonna, through your project. Only thing, like I stated, the permit has not, because this is a big project. So since it's a big project, I rather for you guys to close it out completely, get it finalized, and then come back to the city and, like Ms. Sandra said, negotiate the liens and the fines or anything that comes out. I still stand on of leaving the permit, the violation open.
So to answer your question, Magistrate, I would be comfortable to say no, the violation has not been abated. I mean, to visibly look at it, it seems like, wall that could partially be repaired, but it kind of goes hand in hand with a permit. I mean, I don't know, just to look at the visual eye to be comfortable enough to say compliance has been met. I don't know what I'm looking at except for a resurfaced wall. I don't know what they did with the rebar or anything. So with the permit remaining open and with those final inspections not being done, I would say no, compliance has not been met.
I would respectfully request that this be tabled then until we can get Mr. Alley here. I think we have the right to ask him questions and see what his inspection said. If we're going to be tied to this permit and fines are going to be imposed, that we've complied. The issue that was at hand is done. It's more of an administrative task, and I'm sure we can all appreciate three separate contracts is going to be more expensive for an association than one contract. It's going to take review. It's going to take, had we known that this would be the issue 4 years ago, we may have decided to have the association spend more money there in doing the separate contracts and the separate permits. But we had one company the whole time, the concrete restoration company, and to have it all, it just makes sense. It makes more sense to have a one concise contract than piecemeal contracts. And now it's like I feel like the association is getting penalized for finally complying, and the one person who did the inspection and asked for the follow-up work, which was provided over a week ago, I think a little bit, almost 2 weeks ago, now that person is not here to testify to those facts.
And Magistrate, if I can, it's totally up to you how you would like to move forward. I am, standing with asking that the fines be assessed. And I want to say, because I sent the email to Tara and to the manager asking, this is not the platform to negotiate or talk about the permitting. I sent the email directly stating, with the thousands of letters and pages that you have sent and emailed to me, to visit the building department so that you can discuss this, so that we wouldn't have to do this at the hearing and continue to ask for more extensions. You've had 2 weeks to come into the city, whether it's you or someone from the condo association, to come and talk to the building department so that we can get this closed. Again, this isn't the platform to go over the thousands of pages and to discuss what we need to do and how you need to move forward with closing the permit.
But those items were discussed. The association and the the project manager has been in communication with the building department. That's how they knew that the reports needed to be submitted to them. It's our understanding that the building and the code violation and building department weren't really communicating. So that's why we made sure we went to the building department, and that at each step we've been, like you said in your email to me, that we've been communicating this with them and providing them, the status, and they were the ones that came to the property and did the inspection. And we're just saying that at this point, those violations should be cured. I believe an open permit would be a separate violation should that happen in the future. But the actual violation that was what started this was the exposed rebar and 12 missing screens, and that's taken care of. There's no life safety. I understand as a code violation officer, you're not the one that inspects those reports. You rely on the building department to do that. But that is why we've continued to submit those and provide those. And I can't really understand how, if the violation has been cured, that an open permit for other items would be what would cause the association to get fined.
Go ahead, Shani.
Okay. Okay, so I'm also looking at the inspection. Most of the things you have is partial. Until you have a pass or final inspection, I don't see where you have the final, like the final rebar as this pass. It's in the system as partial. So in order for us to close out this permit, each step of the way, your three different phases or how your project is split up, it needs to be finalized. Most of the stuff you have partial. When you speaking to the inspector, or I'm not quite sure who's out there, it needs to be finalized in the system, and that's what I don't have. Your engineer letters is just going to say, hey, he's been out there, he inspected this phases of this report, and it moves on and on and on. We can go, I mean, like Ms. Sanders said, going back and forth on this platform is not to say that these hundreds of pages, these thousands of pages that we need to go through, that this permit is finalized. You still have to
That's
go
not
through
what
the
we're
final
saying.
inspection.
We're
Okay,
not
so-
saying that the permit is finalized. We're saying that the violations have been cured and that the permit finalization shouldn't be dictating whether the violation has been cured. The exposed rebar is gone. The screens are on.
Okay,
That's
so
what
the-
we're trying to say.
so-
They should not be dependent on each other, because you're right, our phases aren't done. We still have the waterproofing and the painting that are still ongoing, but the cause of the violation is cured.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that your final rebar is not finalized in the system because you haven't got the final rebars. It hasn't been finalized in the system. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The permit has not been finalized in the system. So
And
therefore,
that's what- yeah, that's-
I
right.
cannot attest that that part has been done.
And that's
part
where I
that-
think Mr. Alley needs to be present for this
So
hearing,
he-
if he's the one that
and-
did
and-
that
What
inspection.
what I'm trying to tell you, he still cannot attest that the permit has been finalized with that portion because he have not finalized the permit.
Right, and we're not going, if we, unless, at this point, it's kind of my understanding that we can't finalize the permit because we haven't finished, but that shouldn't preclude us from finalizing the violation.
Good morning, if I may.
Yes.
Jose Perez, manager for the Neighborhood Service Department. At this time, I would like to step in and ask that this item be tabled for 30 days, no more than 30 days, as to allow attorney and the contractor to come in person to the building department and further discuss. I know on my behalf, in my department, we do not feel comfortable with closing the violation until the building department concludes that it is safe in nature. I know at this time the building department does not feel comfortable doing so, so we should have another conversation off the record in order to expedite today's hearing, which has quite a few items on the agenda. So at this time, I'm okay with a 30-day postponement of this case.
And Ms. Perez, if you give me a date and time, I'll be there. If you
I
have it
will as
available,
well.
if you have it available now, I'll go ahead and write it in, if you can.
We would have to coordinate with the building official and see what date is good for them. I will go ahead and drop my email in the chat box. Please shoot me an email and we will facilitate the meeting so that my department, your team, and the building department can be present in this meeting. Is that good with you?
I genuinely appreciate that.
Not a problem. Thank you so much.
I believe that it's the best compromise for all involved because I do believe that there are many issues that needs to be addressed. So for that, we will table this matter for 30 days and we shall reconvene at the next hearing. So I brief that 30 days. Good luck to you guys and please stay in contact with the building officials and trying to see what can be worked out in the meantime.
Yes, thank you for everyone for your time, and
Thank you very
sorry
much.
we took so long.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.
All right, Magistrate, the next item we're going to call is item number 15, EDW at McCarthy, case number FYBRR 2022-00007. The officer on this case is going to be Ms. Shawnee Pressey. Let me invite the attendee in. Mr. Orlando Lopez, if you can please accept the invitation. Orlando Lopez.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Orlando. Could you please enable your video? We cannot see you.
One moment. One moment, please.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. If you don't mind, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Do you?
Mr.
Okay, never mind.
Mr. Lopez, please state your full name for the record and your relationship to the property.
Hi, good morning. My name is Orlando Lopez. I'm the manager of the supervisor of maintenance.
All right, thank you. Who's my inspector?
Percy here.
You may proceed.
This location, the FYBRR 2022-0007 is regarding 520 Northwest 132nd Street. The previous inspector was Vanessa Willis. She sent out the notification back in August 9th of 2022, referring the recertification for this property. I went out there, I served the notice of violation on May 8th of this year, to let them know they wasn't in compliance, and as of today, they still not in compliance.
Mr. Lopez? This has been
Yes.
ongoing since 2022, sir. Where are we in the process? What's going on?
Well, to be honest with you, I just still start working here a year and a half. But that day, the May 8th, I received the notice, and I already have a visual inspector. That's a building safety record certification inspector. He came the May 30, and he just did the inspection, and we are working on it to fix every issue that we have, according with the structural, electrical, and parking illumination.
All right, and city is requesting?
To say that my violation remains as stand, they just need to be in compliance. They had enough of time to submit for the 40-year recertification, and like I stated, as of today, it's not they're not in compliance.
All right, I find that the violations still exist. Intern adjudication. Sir, I'm giving you 60 days by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will be done
right.
before that.
Okay, great. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, Magistrate. The next item we're going to call is item number 16. Gator 13090 Northwest 7th Avenue, LLC. Case number is FYBRR 2022-00008. The officer on this case is Shawnee Pretsy. The attendee on the case is Robert Musambi. I will allow you in, Robert. Please accept the invitation. Robert, please enable your audio and video.
Okay, that's my video. You got it?
We cannot see you, but we
We
hear you,
can't see
Robert.
you.
Okay.
All right, Robert.
There you go.
If you're driving, please pull over to the side.
I am pulled over. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Robert, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please say I do, yes.
Sir, please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Robert Nussbaum, representative for the property manager.
Thank you.
Okay.
Inspector?
This is regarding a 40-year recertification also. The application was, the previous inspector was Vanessa Williams. She sent out notification back in August 9th of 2022. And as of today, they're not in compliance. Mr. Robert has been by the building department since I served the notice back in May 8th of this year. And I guess he's in the process of trying to get it resolved. But like I say, as of today, they're not in compliance.
Mr. Nussbaum?
Similar to some of the other cases, I got no excuse. I wasn't involved at that time. It just fell through our system. We have quite a few properties. We are in the process of getting it done since I got a notification. We've contracted an engineering firm. We need thermography there, so I've also scheduled that. So we are working on it. We do plan on getting it done. I think one thing I can tell you about our properties, and I think Inspector Pressy as well as Inspector Perez can tell you that we are very diligent in keeping our properties in good shape. So we are working on this and we plan on having it. The only thing that I would ask, because I've done this a number of times, and should we find an issue, which I don't believe we will, but if we do, and we do need to pull a permit to fix an issue, I respectfully request maybe 90 days to be able to get this done.
All right. If that comes up, then we'll address it at that time. At this time, I will enter an adjudication. I will give you 60 days.
Okay. If just
ahead.
a question, if the 60 days, for whatever reason, we find a problem, am I allowed to request an extension?
Yes, and if there's good reason for an extension, we will give you an extension.
Okay.
So I will have adjudication 60 days. If it's not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine of $500.
That's 60 days as of today?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. And you'll send out a confirmation on that, I guess?
You will receive something from the city, the order.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too, bye-bye.
All right, the next case we're going to call is item number 17, Hans Jean Baptiste, case number FYBRR 2022-00006. The officer on this case is Shawnee Pressy. The attendee, Ms. Louis Marie Nelson. If you can please accept the invitation and enable your audio and video.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. You're Louis Marie Nelson?
That's correct.
Okay, if you can please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
All right, Mr. Nelson, please state your full name again for the record and your relationship to the property, sir.
My name is Louis Mary Nelson. I'm the general contractor taking care of the issue for the owner.
All right, thank you. Okay, you can put your hand down, sir.
Okay, this project, this recertification also was previous inspector Vanessa Willis. The notice went out in August 8, 2022. As of today, they're not in compliance. The tenant did come by to speak with me in regards to what they need to do for the 40-year recertification. Mr. Lewis also came today to speak with me regarding the 40-year recertification. Like I said, as of today, no, they not in compliance, and I guess Mr. Lewis gonna take over the project for them and try to help them out. The violation still remains the same.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Not yet, sir. 1 second. Okay, Mr. Lewis?
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
Mr. Nelson, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am,
Mr.
go ahead.
No, I'm asking you, do you understand what needs to happen to bring this case up to code?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I've been contacted by the owner last week. I already hired my engineering firm to get all the report so we can do all necessary repair if needed. So that's the reason I would appreciate if you can give us some extension time so we can be in compliance.
And you said this case has been ongoing since 2022, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nelson, I will give you the time that you're asking, but I do have to enter an adjudication because this matter has been ongoing for almost 2 years. So I will do an adjudication, meaning that I find that the violations still exist, and I will give you 60 days. As I told the other gentleman, if there's good reason for an extension when this matter is back before the court, then we will address it accordingly. But for now, I'm giving you 60 days to bring this case into compliance. If you're not in compliance by the abatement date, that will be a daily fine amount of $500. So please try to, get this done and do your best and stay in contact with the inspector to let her know where you are with this project, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, the next item we're going to call is item number 24, Sutton House Condominium Association. The case number is CEZCU 2023-00832. The officer on this case is Shanna Sanders. We have 3 attendees, Jimmy Rivero, Ben Waziri, and Alicia Pejera. If you can please accept the invitation and enable your audio and video.
Oh, I got it. I think I got it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, I didn't know how to do this. My name is Ben Waziri.
Mr. Waziri?
Mr. Waziri,
Yes.
give us 1 second. I understand there are some other folks that are supposed to be
Yes.
joining. Okay. Let's wait for them so you guys can all get sworn in.
Jimmy Rivero? You can please accept the invitation. I sent it again.
I think he was having problems with his phone.
We see him here. Enable your audio and video, Jimmy.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good
If you
morning.
all- Good morning. If you all can please raise your right hand, please. Jimmy, if you're driving, please pull over.
I am pulled over.
Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
I do.
I'm sorry, we have one more person, Alicia.
She's on.
Alicia is
Here.
here.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Wazari, if you can please state your full name and relationship to the property.
It's my name is Baha Waziri, known as Ben Waziri. I'm the president of the Sutton House Condominium Association, Inc.
Thank you. Miss Pedra?
Yes, my name is Alicia Piedra. I am a unit owner and I am part of the board.
Thank you. Mr. Rivero?
I am the owner of the property management company for Sutton House.
Your full name for the record.
Jamie Rivero.
Thank you. Inspector?
Janice Sanders, Neighborhood Service Inspector. This is a new case for property address 11840 Northeast 19 Drive, Sutton House Apartments. I initially cited this property for failure to obtain and or renew their certificate of use with the Community Planning and Development Office, if not with our city. They were initially cited on July 20th of 2023 while doing my annual housing inspection, did the overall inspection for the property. When I looked in the computer for the business tax receipt and the certificate of use, I didn't see one at all on hand. At that time, I moved forward with presenting them with the notice of violation, asking that they obtain the certificate of use. As of my conversation maybe about 2 months ago, I spoke with a woman in the office who stated they were working on getting the applications together. She was to the understanding that they had it. They submitted an application for Sutton House, but for another building, and she thought that covered all 4 of their buildings. However, she was explained that a certificate of use needs to be obtained for each individual building. As of my posting of the notice to appear in my last reinspection roughly 2 weeks ago, the certificate of use has not been obtained, nor has a application been submitted to the city at this time for this property.
All right, who wants to go first?
Well, I wanna go first, if you don't mind, please. I joined the board.
Since there's 3 of you, please identify yourself again for the record.
Okay. This is Ben Waziri. I'm the president of the Sutton House Condominium Association. I joined the board in October of last year, and I believe this violation was issued prior to the new board members taking over. But I was super confused with this because I did serve on the board before. And my understanding that Sutton House Condominium became a nonprofit organization since 2005, and which does not require, it's nonprofit organization like any other condominiums in South Miami, and it does not require certificate of use. So this was new to me, and I did ask the management company to get involved in this with the city. They actually got the paperwork and the application and everything, but before proceeding, because we also have everything set to go, I need to clarify this with the city for condominiums that nonprofit organization. If this is a new law, require the nonprofit organization condominium to apply for certificate of use in order for them to conduct business in the city. That's number one.
No, it's not new. I'm sorry. No, it is not new. I've been looking at emails with correspondence. This is nothing new that's happening with the city.
So in the prior years, I've seen other condominiums in Miami. They never filed the certificate of use. So I don't know if there's something between. How can you distinguish between all the condominiums? Is this something for all condominiums, regardless whether they are nonprofit organization or rental community for profit, or exactly what is it?
I can't speak for any other units, any other condos except for the ones in North Miami. I don't know what's going on throughout the state of Florida and or in other municipalities, but the city of North Miami has always required it since I've been here.
For
If I may, Ben,
yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jimmy. Okay.
That's okay. So, good morning. This is Jimmy Rivero from the Allied Property Group. So, certificate of use, let me ask you, and this is just part of the confusion that we had on our side. The certificate of use is usually issued when the building or when the structure gets their final CO and then they have their CU issued. This is a condo, it's all private units. This is not a business in the traditional sense. It's a condominium association. It doesn't make any money. It's not a retail store or anything like that. So what you're saying is that a certificate of use is required for each building under the ordinances of the city of North Miami?
That's correct.
Okay, so just to kind of summarize it, because if that's the ordinance, Ben. I've never read it. In 20 years, I've never seen it like this, but that's the ordinance. We can look it up. But at the end of the day, we do have the applications there, and we're just got to pay. Unfortunately, we found out a couple of weeks ago that we have to take the checks physically in. We can't pay online. So at this point, I would just ask that you provide us with an extension of maybe 30 to 60 days. Application should be in the city of North Miami by the end of next week.
And Magistrate, I'm okay with giving a short, I'm okay with giving a 30 days. 60 days would be a little too much, but it doesn't take much time for that application to be submitted. So I'm okay with that if that's what you would like to do.
Sorry. I do have another question, please.
Sorry, in the beginning of the calendar, I did say my dog Bella has a tendency to, at the most opportune time, just start barking out of nowhere. So she's just making her presence known.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Rosario.
I know the feeling.
You said you had a question, Mr. Rosario. You can go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Can you please, because I believe we have a certificate of use for the clubhouse or one of the buildings. Can you please asking the question to the officer if she can identify exactly the which buildings that we need is required to have the certificate of use. Which building exactly? Building number.
Well, I want to address this building since we're at the magistrate hearing for this particular violation. If you would like, I'll drop my number in the comments or the chat, and you can give me a call about any other properties for Sutton House after this hearing. But for this one, we're referring to property address 11840 Northeast 19th Drive. This one does not have a certificate of use.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, please do drop your number because we have other questions on a few other things, and I don't want to take up time on this hearing for that.
Good morning, Jose Perez, manager for the Neighborhood Service Department. Just as a brief update, I know the question was asked about which building. Per the city ordinance, chapter 29-3-215, which I have dropped in the chat box, every building is required to have a CU as it relates to the use in the city of North Miami per the ordinance. So I won't take much of your time. I just want to drop that information. Every building is required to have one.
We have, thank you for that. And we have the applications for the 3 remaining buildings already in place. So I wasn't going to do just the one. We're going to do them all so I don't waste any future time of yours or ours.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I need to clarify something.
I'm sorry?
I need to clarify can you tell us, we have a certificate of use of one building. Can you tell us for which building?
And if you can, I mean, I don't mind giving you that information, but can we do this, outside of the hearing? Because I would have to look in the computer. I want to make sure that we're addressing this one for now. But I've already dropped my number. Please, after the hearing, not today, after the hearing, possibly 2 o'clock and after, you can contact me and we can go over which one you have it for and which ones is still needed.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders.
You're very welcome.
What's your number again? I'm sorry.
I dropped it already.
It's on the chat.
Oh, okay.
I have it, Ben. I'll send it to you. I took a screenshot.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jimmy. Thank you.
All right, so this case will be tabled 30 days, correct? We're gonna reset it 30 days.
That's correct.
All right, reset 30 days, Madam Clerk.
Got it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
right.
everyone. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
all your time today. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
have a good one. Bye-bye.
Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. The next one we're going to call is item number 25, YDB ShopRite LLC. Case number CEFOB 2024-00529. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre. Mr. Adam Anderson, if you can please accept the invitation and enable your audio and video. All right, Mr. Anderson, if you can please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Mr. Anderson, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
I'm Adam Anderson. I am the manager of this. I represent the owners. I'm a manager of the property.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, Mr. Lemestre.
Good morning, Magistrate Kazu. How are you?
Very well, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Neighborhood Service Inspector Jonathan Lemestre, and this case is being heard for the first time. This is in regard to the commercial property, YDB ShopRite LC, not having a business tax receipt for the city of North Miami. So, look through my files. On January 4th, 2024, I opened a notice of violation in regard to the commercial property owner not having a business tax receipt for the city of North Miami. I posted a notice of violation at the property, and I also mailed a notice of violation to the property owner via property appraiser. As of the final reinspection date, nothing has been done. There's no application on file. There is no compliance that's been met in regards to the business tax receipt.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes, it was brought to my attention. That about this not so long ago, but I was under the. I apologize, by the way, but we were under the assumption that it was the AutoZone BTR, so we were in contact with AutoZone the entire time, and that was my mistake that was going on. Ever since then, I hired somebody by the name of Ivana. I do have an application. I have it over here. I did sign it. I did notarize it. The city on the 30th, the city on May 31st, sent me an email. I will work on the BTR, but basically the Rafael S. Bertrand, he told me that I have to pay a $1332.50 check, which I have right here in front of me, a $1332 check. And Ivana, who was not able to be on this call now, who's my runner, because we haven't done this before. She's usually have done it for me. She is handling it, and she tells me once I give this to the city, I just wanted to show that I have it. I'm going to mail it, or I can bring it in. That this should be handled when we're finished. So we're by the finish line, and I'm hoping the city can give me just a little bit more time to get it done. But I'm almost there. And on Friday, March 31st of 2024, they told me what I needed to be done, and I did it. I got it signed. I got it notarized by the owners in New York, and I have a check here that I'm going to deposit to bring to the city today. So hopefully, this will all be done in no time.
All right. So we can reset it 30 days to give him an opportunity to make the payment and submit the. Okay. All right, sir. So we'll reset 30 days. We're trying to get it in as soon as possible.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, officer.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Madam Clerk? We can't hear you.
Sorry. We're going to call item number 5 through 11. Magistrate, would you like for me to call the entire cases, or you want to go through one by one?
You can call, put each case on the record, and we can go one by one, because I have to make a ruling, because there's a lot. It's about 6 cases.
Right.
So I gotta make, I gotta rule on each. So let's see. Sometimes they all weave into each other.
Each other, right.
Yeah.
All right,
But
awesome.
you can reach each one on the record for now.
All right, so item number 5 is Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00558. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine was set at $250 with a $100 cost assessment. Item number 6, Abdul Kahani W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00559, previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine was set at $250 with the $100 cost assessment. Item number 7, Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00560. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16 of 2023. Fine set at $250 plus the $100 cost assessment. Item number 8, Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00561, previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine set at $250. Case number 9, Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00562, previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine set at $250. Item number 10, Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number CEBPR 2022-00563. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine set at $250 with a $100 cost assessment. And item number 11, Abdul R. Kahani and W. Shama, case number SDNOV 2022-00706, previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of February 16, 2023. Fine set at $250. The officer on these cases is Ms. Shanna Sanders. And Abdul, if you can please accept the invitation and enable audio and video. Mr. Abdul, if you can hear us, please accept the invitation.
Is he present?
He's here.
He's here.
And he has his hand raised, and I'm not sure what's going on. He's been called. There we go. Abdul, we need to see your face, please.
Yes, I cannot sign in.
You are here, Mr. Abdul. We hear you. We just cannot see you.
Okay, so what do I do?
You'll have to click on the little video camera that's usually on the bottom left-hand corner of your device. It'll probably have a red slash across it. Just click it so we can see you.
Hold on one second. I'm checking it. I'm not good at it. Okay, so I have a chat, I have a caption, and I have a more, and I have a mute.
It should be next to your mute. It's a camera.
It said disconnected audio. That's the one?
No, that would disconnect you being able to speak. We need video.
Video. Can you give me a few minutes? Can you go to the other case and I can get my nephew show me how to do it? It should be, he's in a parking lot. Let me tell him to come in.
Magistrate, he's the last attendee, so if you, it's up to you.
So give me 1 second how I do it. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm on the bottom of it. It's not muting. There's a chat.
I'm wondering if he signed in, because it typically asks you if you're going to sign in with audio and video, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I'm
it
wondering
does.
if he didn't check video, if it's going to be able to enable it. Mr. Abdul, you may have to come out and come back in, but I need you to find someone that can help you.
Okay, so give me 1 minute. Let me exit it and come back. Let me exit it.
All right. So
Give me 1
let's
minute.
give him a minute. Let me take let's take a 5-minute recess.
Sure.
All right, everyone.
Recording stopped.
I'm back.
Recording in progress.
We're back on the record. Is Mr. Abdul with us? And was he able to enable his video?
Mr. Abdul, are you present?
Please unmute yourself, sir, and you can turn on your camera. Mr. Abdul, if you can please unmute.
I did unmute. I did it.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay.
How about your camera?
A camera? Good. Why? Can you go from the front? That's what I'm working on it. How I do on the front? Okay. Can you go from the because you on the computer on? Yeah. That's why. So you set system down. Okay, closing. I'm here on the system. How about my camera? So the booking is accepted? Accept the cookies? Cookie second?
I'm having a hard time hearing him.
Just 1 second, Your Honor.
Sure. I think we lost him. Did we lose him? Okay, wonderful. Yes. Mr. Abdul?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Swear him in, please. Can't hear you, Madam Clerk.
Yeah, I can hear you. Get next to it. I cannot hear you.
I don't know what happened.
Hello?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what happened there. Mr. Abdul, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Abdul Razak Khanani. Property address is 1005 Northwest 119th Street, North Miami. I'm the owner of the property.
Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
All right.
Go ahead, Officer Sanders.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The first case is CE BPR 2022-00558 for not having the permit for the gas generator that was installed on the rooftop. All of these, I will say, I believe. Let me look over really quick. Well, let's start with this one. This one was opened April 18th of 2022, whereas they were initially cited for not obtaining the permit for the gas generator that was installed. We have gone back and forth on several occasions. We have come before a few special magistrate hearings. As of my last reinspection, compliance has not been met. The generator permit has not been obtained as of, again, my last reinspection.
Generator has been moved. Your Honor, generator has been moved for last beginning of the year or long time ago.
Do you see that in the system, Inspector?
No, the only thing that I see is for a gas, to relocate the gas. Let me look really quick.
Zubair, can you go get the picture from the generator?
For the gas broiler. It's a lot going on there, so if he's saying it's been removed, I would have to go back out there to take a look.
And we also have a boiler permit, and boiler permit was open and closed.
Mr.
Well,
Abdul, we're not on that one yet.
Let's go with this one first. This is for the the
Gas
gas
generator.
generator.
I'm gonna send you a picture in a minute.
Abdul, are you saying that it's been removed?
Yeah, it's been removed for more than like 9 months or a year, more than that.
If I can, I'm going to ask, and as you see possibly in these pictures, Magistrate, these violations was opened by now retired Code Officer Aaron Barber. I'm honest enough to say it's a lot going on at this property. I tried my best to look back at photos to see what she cited for in comparison to what I was seeing when I was at the property. If he's stating that the generator has been removed, I would like to go back out there and afford him the opportunity to at least verify that. Abdul, I am going to ask, before we move on to the magistrate, that you specifically meet me at the property so that you can show me what was there, what has been removed, and we can go from there. But this one I don't mind tabling, granting an extension. I'm not sure, was this adjudicated?
Yes, it
But
was.
either way, we can grant an extension so that I can verify if the generator has been removed.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna reset this one 30 days.
Okay.
To give the inspector an opportunity to go back
Fair
to
enough.
inspect. Okay, so 30 days.
Item number 6.
Item number 6, this was for the roof. This is for case CEBPR 2022-00559. Again, this case was is being presented by myself. It was opened by now retired Code Officer Aaron Barber. This case was for a permit that needed to be obtained for the enclosure that was on the roof and in the rear of the property at this current time. Looking at the computer, looking in the system, I didn't see any permits applied for and obtained for any additions in that were on the roof in or in the rear of the property. I did have a conversation with Mr. Abdul months ago. He stated he was trying to get his plans or something together to submit to the city. We granted him time. I believe it was 90 days. He met and spoke with myself and our director and Mr. Raymond, and we granted him a 90-day extension. Again, as of my last reinspection, I still don't see that application submitted to the city. So for this one, compliance has not been met as well.
Your Honor?
Abdul?
Yes, I submitted, this thing was done in 2014. I submit the permit plan and everything to Officer Barber when she was about to retire a few days before. I give him a plan, I took the copy from the building department and I submit to her. I don't know what happened, but if you want it, I can go to the building department, pull that permit back again, and I give you this job was done by permit. The job was permitted.
So let's run this case with the other so that we could.
Well, Shawnee, before we do that, if you can, Magistrate, we have the building department here. Building department, do we have any permits on file? I'm quickly trying to look. You're saying, do you have the permit number, Abdul, for this one?
Give me 1 second. Is in 2014 when we did the construction.
I understand this. I understand it's 2014. Do you have the permit number?
Give me
Because we can verify that right now. I just, Magistrate, these are old cases and I don't want to, grant any extensions unless I have to. And again, only because I don't see any applications on file. So I just don't want to, again, grant too many extensions or table them if we don't need to.
Okay, well.
Ms. Sanders, what's the property address?
1005 Northwest 119th Street. I'm looking as well, but I don't see anything because I see something Abdul for 2013 and 14, but it was canceled. I showed that it was canceled and closed out for different phases. It was for a new hot water heater, some motors, propane tanks, control for shots on switches. I'm showing. I don't show anything, I don't show a permit for 2014 other than that one, and that one was canceled out.
No, they don't have any permits on file.
The permit was open and permit was closed for the building. It's a building permit. It's a master building permit. I just have
The
to.
building department is present and they're advising that they do not have anything on file for that specific.
Can you check the address is 1001 Northwest 119th Street?
You say 1001 or 1005?
There's a two addresses in the listed in Miami-Dade County. Maybe if a switch went by 1001 Northwest 119th Street.
Let's try that.
Okay, is that still under the same folio number or there's two separate folio numbers?
Same folio number.
Two separate folio, there's two separate buildings.
Same folio number.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm pulling up 1001 Northwest 119th Street, and again, I don't show anything for 2014. I'm showing the certificate of use was obtained, and a 40-year recertification
I just
was
don't
done.
have a permit number with me, but I can go to the building department, go to the record, and I can get a copy of it.
Well, you know, and I understand, Mr. Abdul, but we have the building department here, only because, again, you know, we've had these conversations several times at the property, in the city, you know, you've had all the opportunity to provide that to me, so again, I don't want to table these, you know, yet again, asking for another permit number when we can look in the system to see that right now. Nothing has been submitted for the two addresses you're giving.
Do you have my master building permit in 2012, 13, 14, or something, 15?
I don't see that. You have something, Shawnee?
Okay, so for both properties, both address, I looked under both address and I don't have anything.
I built a building, so it gotta be something.
No, I'm sorry. What we asking for specifics of what you're asking for is no. We have permits here, but not what is needed. What is required.
No, I came to your building department. I went to the record. The gentleman sit inside the door. We went and we pulled the copy of that things. I make the 2 copies. He gave me on USB, and then I give it to the officer. The one was retiring 2 days after. That's all I find out, and I submit it to her. So it's got to be in the system because I'm the one who took it.
Okay, sir, it was no permits as of today. I'm looking at, we don't have any permits what you're asking for. So you have to show me what you have.
There was a permit to build the building and enclose the back, when we did the side wall, the perimeter wall to the property, it was a curve into it. It's in the engineering drawing. And
Okay, so what the last thing I do see right now in this BBC, so you can reference Ms. Saunders, BBC 00-2024 00004 is for a building storage, and it's still pending. That application was submitted January 17, 2024, and it's still pending in my system. And that was for building storage. That's the last, but that's what's from this year, sir. It wasn't for 2014. That's what's.
This year, I submitted the plan that we are building the facility on top of our existing building. I get the okay by the zoning. I went to the variance, and then I applied for the engineering drawing. I submitted. Soon I submitted, your department tell me to take it to DERB and fire department.
Okay, so that wasn't done in 2014, sir. That was done this year. And the application day is 1/17/2024. And it's still pending, and that's for building and storage. But what she's stating, what you was fined for, is not applied for. That's what she's trying to tell you. You don't have anything in the system. But you did apply for a building storage, but it have not been issued yet, sir. And that was submitted, the application was submitted 1/17/2024.
We are not talking about the storage. We're talking about the alley enclosure.
No, we don't have anything on record, sir.
So, Magistrate, if we can.
So let's be clear so that we're all understanding, we're all on the same page. Item number 6 is talking about a violation. A permit is the building without permit, an enclosure that was installed on the roof, correct?
On the roof and in the rear of the property. It was two
Okay.
things that he did. And for that, I don't see a permit for. And if we can, I'm going to ask, if we can go ahead and this has already been adjudicated, move forward with these fines because, we've had these conversations over and over again. We've had these conversations again at the building department.
Mr. Abdul, are you seeing the photos? Are these the photos of the items that we're discussing?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, Mr. Abdul, these are the photos of the items that we're talking about, the enclosures that were installed on the roof and the rear of the property that they're saying that these were done without a permit. And so
the picture you're seeing it now, this picture you're seeing it, there's a wall that has been permitted. That wall has been permitted. The picture we're seeing it now on the computer.
Without a permit.
There are no permits on file for this. So at this time, the city is requesting that the fines be ratified.
No, I have a permit, I tell you, I just don't remember the permit number, but I give this copy to them. I know I did it, and it was inspection. Okay, it's done, everything was done.
And magistrate,
Mr.
we've
Abdul,
again,
what they're saying is they're indicating in the the building inspector is present, and everyone is indicating that they're not seeing anything in the system stating that a permit was pulled. And so I don't know how to rectify that, sir. If you said you do have one, you should have one. If you do have it, then bring it to them. I don't know why you would have a permit and they're not seeing it in their system. I'm not seeing that. I'm sorry?
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I have a permit. Today I have a doctor appointment at 12:30, right? But I can go tomorrow morning and I can get the paperwork done and I submit, and I already submitted before the same engineering drawing with the permit number to your department.
Magistrate.
I don't know if the law.
Mr. Abdul, one moment. Magistrate, if we go ahead and adjudicate, if he does have what he's referencing, then he would be in compliance and his abatement date, we could go ahead and close it out. But as Officer Sanders stated and Manager Perez, if we can just go ahead and ratify.
All right. So based on the evidence presented and the testimony presented by the inspection officer and the building official, I find that the violation still exists. The daily fine amount of $250 is hereby ratified, retroactive to February 16, 2023. Sir, if you do have your documents, bring it with you so that they can rectify.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
I will.
Okay, sir. All right.
Okay.
Next item.
The
Item
third
number 7.
Item 7, the third item is CEBPR 2022-00560. Making sure. This one, again, is for a building without permit, cited on the same day, April 18, 2022, by, at that time, Officer Aaron Barber. As she retired, it has been given to me to present. This is for not having a permit for shipping containers that were installed in the rear of the property. In addition to the shipping containers, it shows that there was also a lift that was installed in the rear of the property as well. As of my conversations with Mr. Abdul, as well as my re-inspections of the property, posting of the notice to appear in my re-inspection 2 weeks ago, compliance has not been met. There's still no application submitted to the city for the lift that was installed and for the shipping containers that are at the property.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Once we had this issue, we went to the zoning and talked to Mr. Cooper, and we asked Mr. Cooper to give us a engineering drawing. Cooper say if you can tie down the container, he might able to give me a permit. So we did the engineering drawing for that, We submit it, we pay the, what you call zoning fee, and then they return the money and they say, we cannot give you this permit, the container has to move. So then we went to the phase 2 and we did the engineering drawing to see if we can build the building on the top of the existing building. The zoning is approved it, and then the permit number is BC 24-4. We apply for the permit to build the existing building. So we submit this paperwork to the building department.
Which is fine. That's for the new addition that's going to be on top of the building. However, the existing containers need to be removed, as that is the current violation, which advised by zoning is not allowed. So
for the
in order
lift.
to cue that, you need to remove those and the lift.
Lift has been dismantled. This lift is not there. The container, I requested that because I have a space issue, soon my building is moved, I will move my stuff into the container in the building. The building.
Sir, they have been there for over 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
The city is not going to allow more time. So at this time, we're requesting adjudication for this violation as well.
Okay, and this is for, yes, sir.
I'm also working on it to buy the property in 119th Street North, 120th Street Northwest 10th Avenue. The address is 119.
Mr. Abdul, we're not on that at this moment.
That is not relevant to this case, sir.
All right,
Go ahead,
sir, do you understand
Can you give
that
me
the,
60 days to move it?
I'm sorry?
Can you give me 60 days to remove the containers?
The
I would
city
like-
advises against this.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Abdul, because these cases are old,
I understand.
been
Yeah, I
going on since 2022.
The owner, the right now, the space are so expensive. It's $5,000 or $6,000 rent right now. So, and if I have to
And
move-
you've gotten it for free for the last 2 years by having these
Yeah,
containers with the open violation.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
All right, based on the evidence presented and the testimony of the officers, I do find that the violation still exists.
Your Honor?
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor, I still
Mr.
request-
Abdul, can you please allow the magistrate to rule?
Yes, I know.
All right, I will mute your mic at this moment.
Give me, you can allow him. I just
Allow
wanna
him?
hear-
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Abdul, what is it that you wanted to say, sir? Unmute, you're muted.
Unmute yourself. Mr. Abdul, unmute yourself. Press that
Mr.
little
Abdul.
microphone. There we go. Okay.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, we can hear you.
Please allow me 60 days to rearrange the other things to remove the container, please. I finished the violation in 60 days. I know it's old, I know it's been there. I trying everything, my best to apply for the permit and other things. I also request.
Go ahead, Mr. Abdul.
I also working on it with the building department. I submit that plan. My plan went to the DERM. I'm working on all other things so I can expedite my building, so I can build my building on top of it. Only request was there, then if you can assist me out, I really appreciate it. That's all I have to say.
All right, I'll give you the 60 days.
God bless you, sister. God bless you. It's okay to call you Your Honor, sister, because I always call everybody.
Okay, Your Honor is fine.
Your Honor.
This is for item number 7?
This is for item number 7. But sir, if this matter comes back to me,
it's gonna go.
That you're still haven't complied, I'm giving you an additional 60 days, even though you've had 2 years.
Bless you.
So please.
Yes, I
okay?
will. Yes, I will.
Okay. Item number 8.
Item number 8, CEBPR 2022-00561. This case is for a building without permit for the electrical fixtures and electrical boxes, concrete pads that were installed on the swell area and around the perimeters of the property. The items may not be permitted on the swell and right of way, they must be removed, but for the ones on the side, permits must be obtained. As of my last reinspection, the violation still remains and no permit application has been submitted to the city.
You're talking about this this one, the picture I'm seeing on 119th Street Northwest 10th Avenue?
I'm saying all electrical fixtures that you have installed at the property. I noticed it when I went out there to do the inspection. I believe one of the signs have been removed or one of the boxes, but you still have something else, I believe, on the side of 119th Street, that's along the street of 119th Street, that still remains.
Your Honor, that's beautifying the things and recognizing the things. And this lighting been for 2014. The time I reinstalled this electronic message board, I the first one who installed the electronic message board commercially in our city. And we put the light at the same time. And the property, I will send you the night picture, and you will see how beautiful it looks at nighttime.
I'm sure it's beautiful, sir. I think what they're saying is that you did that without pulling a permit, the proper permit. Do you have the permit for these fixtures, electrical fixtures? Because that's.
Don't take me wrong, because this is 2014, and I'm not. I don't know.
So the permit for that was canceled. He applied for one, and it was canceled on August 28, 2013.
Exactly.
Okay, canceled.
Okay,
so
sir.
So this time the city is seeking ratification of the fines as well for this case.
Oh,
yeah. So you have, whenever we're talking about, electrical fixtures, etc., these are, these can potentially be life and safety issues. So we have to make sure that you have the proper permit and they're done up to code. So,
can I reapply?
That's what you're gonna have to do.
Okay.
You have to reapply so that we can be sure that this was done up to code. So at this point, sir, I do find that the violations still exist. And so I will ratify.
Your Honor, can you allow me to take it out the things? It's going to take me 5 days to. They have 40 lights. The 40 lights we put it in, so the whole 10th Avenue look beautiful. We actually enhance the neighborhood.
I am sure it's beautiful, sir. What we're saying is that they were done without pulling the proper permit. So what we're asking, I think what the city is asking for you to do is to make sure that you apply for an after the fact permit. So that needs to happen. But in the meantime, this thing has been ongoing since 2013, 2014. So you've gotten away with it for quite some time.
Your Honor, I was not aware of it. My electric permit was canceled. I was not aware of it. But that's fine. I can call my electric contractor and ask him to pull the permit.
Okay, that's what they should do. But
yeah, but I was not aware of it. It was canceled. I was not aware of it.
Understood. Meantime, I do find that the violation still exists. So I will ratify the fine, the daily fine amount.
Your Honor, can you give me 1 week or 30 days so I can remove the lights and then we reapply for it and let's go through the whole process?
You can do all of that.
Don't find me, Your Honor. Business is not that. I know it's not your concern. I know.
Magistrate, also for the record, as well, Mr. Abdul came in earlier this year and sat with the director and discussed every case, and which is why he was given an additional 6 months to get into compliance. And as the inspector stated, nothing has been done since then.
Yeah. So Mr. Abdul, again, so this is new to me, but it certainly is not new to you.
Yes.
This is not new information.
Yes.
And so therefore, I can't give you another 30 days. This is an issue that should have been rectified long ago. And so I will ratify the daily fine amount retroactive to February 16, 2023, sir. Good luck to you.
number 9, which is KCEBPR 2022-00562. This one's for the building without permit for the storage cages, the decorative metal features, and the concrete signs that were installed. The first one, the one prior was for the the electricity that was for the install, but now it's actually for the installation of those signs that he did not obtain the permit for.
What is that? Can you repeat, officer?
This case CEBPR 2022-00562, is for building without permits for the actual storage cages, the decorative metal feature that's installed on the sides of the property, and for the propane tank sign. The one prior to this case was for the electricity of those signs, but this one is for now the actual not having a permit for the sign.
You see this, this is our, what do you call, concrete post. You see it's been damaged here. The reason we put it here, so the vehicle who making a turn on 119 should not be come inside our property. This was damaged by the vehicle. See how damaged is it? And that's exactly happened. They damaged the vehicle.
And we're not questioning why it was installed. It's that you didn't do it without a permit. So again, for this one, we're asking for the fines to be ratified. We've already discussed this at prior hearings and at the prior meeting that we had with myself and the director. Permit has still not been obtained as of my last reinspection. I'm asking that the city is asking that the fine be ratified for this as well.
Your Honor?
Yes, Mr.
My understanding is a safety issue. We installed it, and we installed it after we did our ballots. I have at least 27 or 28 ballots we put it in, and we raised our propane station at least 2.5 feet to 3 feet in the air, and we put 5 concrete truck in it. In case anybody lose the control on 10th Avenue 119, he cannot come inside and damage the property. Even though we have already 4 or 5 accidents and few of the ballot has been damaged, and they're attached to my foundation. And all this yellow thing is been done after the engineering to secure the property. Yes, I guilty of it. I didn't pull the permit, but I was at my mind at that time, it was thinking of a safety of this. I have a permit for that. There's a propane tank filled here. I have a permit for that.
Your Honor, as he mentioned, he admittedly did it without permits for the intention of avoiding the accidents, which is valid. We understand his purpose on installing it. However, it doesn't nullify and take away from the fact that permits were not obtained. We're not asking him to remove it. We're simply asking him to obtain the permits, which have been out of the question for quite some time. As you know, this case is quite old, and he has still not obtained the permits for that. So at this time, we're still requesting for the fine to be ratified on this case.
Your Honor, pulling the permit gonna take me at least 2 months because engineering, drawing, and other things, and I haven't pulled the permit. And because it's already done, and I can do the X-ray on the equipment that tell you how much rebar and everything in it. So it's not that hard for me to get you a process done. It will be open shut case. Somehow, I don't know why it didn't come into my mind. It was stupidity of mine. I requested to grant me a 60 days, and I finish it up in 60 days. And when you get to my age, not everything get done in time, you know.
Your Honor, the fines can always be ratified after the fact, but the continuance, I feel that would be inappropriate in this aspect due to the amount of continuances we have already granted, as well as the amount of extensions we have granted.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Abdul, that's my issue. My issue is that there has been so many, attempt to rectify this matter, and there's been so many continuances and giving you opportunities after opportunities to be able to do it. And here we are today, nothing has happened. And so my hands are kind of tied. I've given you 60 days on one, I've given you 30 days on the other. And so like, I need to put, your feet to the fire to get things done. And it's unfortunate, but that's what I feel like I have to do. Otherwise, nothing is going to get done. It's just going to go, Yes, sir, I see you have your hands raised.
Your Honor, my understanding was that when I'm pulling my building permit, I will all these things manage it out in between. That was my understanding. I was wrong. I didn't realize. My understanding was then once I build the building, the container stuff gonna move into the building because I'm going 55 feet height on my existing building. I'm putting an elevator, I'm putting all these things, if you see the drawing, how beautiful I'm designing it. We putting a lot of effort and energy into it. We're putting a lot of energy into it. I want to make this thing nice also. And when I put the light outside, so many other property also improve their properties. I will get it done. It's not that, it's somehow, I don't know, it did not register in my head.
Are you saying, let me just understand, maybe I missed something. You're saying that you're doing some, the renovation on the same property?
Yes, same property.
That's the one you're gonna add? Go ahead.
Yes, same property, I'm putting a 55-story building on, a 55-floor building on top of it. That's gonna take care of my old storage facility. Zoning have been approved. The zoning have two, what do you call them? They give me variance, one for the parking and one for the height and look of the building. We also putting a solar panel on top of it, so we will be off-grid in case of hurricane. The idea was to create a beautiful building. And I'm working and engineering take really little extra time because you have existing building and you're putting on top of other building. So it was very hard engineering things to do. But this thing is a separate thing. I was under my understanding then once I'm gonna pull that permit, though I pull that permit, I already submit the plan.
Let me ask the building official or the inspector, why wouldn't that fall within the plan that he currently has for the property? Obviously, I understand the other part with the electrical fixtures, etc. But as far as the item number 9, if there's a larger plan for this property, telling him to pull after the fact permit now when these things would be addressed in the larger plan that he currently has in place, you know, I'm a little bit confused about that. If somebody can help me understand.
Your Honor, I'm looking at the permit on file that was filed on January 17, 2024. There has been no development on that permit itself. There has been no inspections. Right now, there has not been any development on that permit at all. As a matter of fact, it expires on July 15, 2024. While we have seen the beautiful plans that Mr. Abdul has brought to the city, there has been no development with the building permit itself in over 140 days that the permit has been open. I believe he said he is trying to get things done with the Durham department.
Yes.
However, with the city of North Miami, no development has been done for that. Not only that, but the building permit itself is for the storage that goes over his existing building. It does not encompass the things around his building from what I see here.
That's correct, Jose.
Mr. Abdul?
Your Honor, I lost my thought. We took the permit and then they give us to go to the Durham. I have no control over Durham and fire department and life safety. They want us to do the life safety, fire and Durham. I submit the plan. I have no control over how long they usually take. And soon it's done, I'm gonna bring to City of North Miami. City of North Miami go through the process. Once the process is done, we get the permit and we start doing the construction. Already, if you want, I can send you my bank statement. My funding is also available on my end. I also have a funding available to take care of this thing.
Okay. So doesn't he have to go through Durham to get Durham's
It's two separate processes. So he has to go through Durham, but he also has to go through the city of North Miami. So the city of North Miami also reviews and goes through the line items of the permitting, the blueprints, and none of that has been done because they have not been, in essence, fulfilled with the city of North Miami. So while we understand that he's going through the process with Durham, he also has to simultaneously go through the process with North Miami, because at the end, North Miami is going to request the permit processes and the approvals from Durham, but also Durham is going to request for the permit processes and approvals from North Miami. So they go hand in hand. There has to be the process and development on both ends, which in this case there has not been.
Okay. All right, Mr. Abdul, I'm ready to rule, sir. What is it that
Your
you want
Honor,
to add?
Your Honor, I went to the building department, they issued me a process number, and they handed me my plan to take it to the Durham. They did not say, give me extra copy, so we can do our own review for the building department. They gave me a whole plan and said, take it to the Durham. Once they approve it, then we're gonna review it. That's what they told me from your building department, City of North Miami.
Okay. Ms. Pressy, I'm sorry.
Okay, in order for commercial properties have to go through Durham review first. Once he get his permit from Durham review, he then come over and give us the approved plans from Miami-Dade County. Then it will go through our process. And in order for us to do our process, he has to have Durham approval. It do go hand in hand, as Jose stated before. But in order for us to start our review, he has to complete Durham review process.
Okay. Well, that's what he says. He said it's going through Durham, and so Durham has to. Go ahead.
And as far as the other things with the lighting and stuff like that he has, that's totally separate from the building, the extra stories that he's gonna do on top of his building. So that's all separate permits.
Understood. I'm just on item number 9.
Correct.
I'm on item number 9, and what I'm saying is, if he has a larger plan for the property, and that plan is currently before the city and before Durham, I'm not going to punish him and say he needs to rectify this item when there are a bigger plan in place.
Well, Magistrate,
and my understanding, go ahead.
Well, Magistrate, it doesn't seem as though it's a bigger plan at hand. For all he has right now was just a permit application for the storage unit. Yeah, it doesn't say for the wall that's installed in the rear, for the propane tanks that are outside, for
it's
all
not
this.
A master permit.
Yes, it's just for the storage container or the storage unit that he wants to do.
Correct. That's what I was trying to explain. It doesn't go hand in hand. What we have in questions right now is for the storage container. Everything else is not under that permit. It's a separate permit. So right now we only dealing with the storage container. So that's the build that. Everything else I guess he's gonna probably be moving it to the inside. I'm not quite sure what his plans are, but the storage container is separate from the other items.
I get it. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Abdul, sir.
Yes.
Again, based on everything that I've heard so far, for item number 9 is you still have to apply for the after the fact permit for the storage and the propane, etc. So that has to be done, sir.
Your Honor, I applied for it. Mr. Cooper say he cannot give me permitted of tie down. Once you move your building, then it's different story. I submit the zoning application for storage facility, and the request was to tie down. In the meantime, while your building is building, after I pay and everything to the zoning cancel the payment, send me my check back, and they say we cannot allow you at this time. Before they say yes, you can, and that's the reason the things. And once my building is done, all the stuff gonna move into the building, all the extra thing. That's why I'm going 55 feet in the air, so I can cover everything inside, and it will be a monument story. It will be a landmark for 119th Street.
Magistrate, for this case in particular, for 9, there's no way that this can be moved inside their storage container. This is for the freestanding signs that he has outside the building that runs along 10th Avenue and along 119th Street.
This is in
I get
permission. This sign has been permitted, the one you're showing of, Your Honor, can I talk?
Yes, sir, we're listening.
The sign you just put it in, I have a permit for that.
We're not just talking about this sign, not just this one. We're talking about go back to the other ones, McGorry. It's the others. This with the was on for this concrete wall. For this, this is what we're referring to. Like I say, some of the stuff was removed, but you still have this exterior stuff that needs to be permits that need to be obtained for.
This I can move when I'm moving the container, renting the warehouse. This I'm gonna move it into it.
Okay, but that should have been done already.
Yes.
What the point we're addressing is the city is that actions could have been taken preventatively.
Yes, it was, yes.
So at this
I'm
time,
requesting, Your Honor, only thing I'm requesting, if you can give me this thing at the same time and I'm moving a container, everything gonna be moved out. Because renting gonna take me little time, but God willing, I think so I can have a rental things to be done in time. And in 60 days, I can remove these things. I can pull the permit for ballards. I can pull the permit for electric. And I'm gonna give you a building permit, the one already been obtained in 2014, the copy to the code enforcement. I will take care of it. Generator has been moved.
Mr. Abdul, I'm on Miami-Dade County's website right now looking at your property address, and I don't see the permit for your plan review for the addition that you're doing. Do you have the permit process number? Because I do not see it on their database.
That's with my engineer. If you want, I can ask him and I can give you tomorrow.
So, Your Honor, at this time, if you'd like, I can share the screen. I looked at the Miami-Dade County database, and they don't have anything submitted for review based on what I'm seeing right now. The last application that was submitted was in 2013.
Mr. Abdul, Mr. Abdul, we can't speak over each other because everything is being recorded, sir. And when you start speaking over each other, we don't have a clear record.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. They sent me last night some number that I'm not sure is a good or bad number. Is UP 240-52635. And they sent me another message that is having some kind of difficulty or someone was deleting. I don't know what to say. Let me read the email this engineer sent me yesterday.
And Mr. Abdul, you're saying where is this from? This from the engineer or this from Durham? What are you reading this from?
This is the Durham process number. But let me verify what they're saying it.
Your Honor, right now, I'm here at the Miami-Dade County Electronic Permits and Review System. You can see here the building plan reviews. The last one that they have on file was from February 28, 2013. And this is Miami-Dade County's database.
Give me the date, February?
February 28, 2013.
2013, sir.
That's the last one that was issued for that property.
Give me 1 second, I'm looking at it. And they sent me the number. And the number they're saying, Zubair, can you read what they're saying? 1 second. Okay, they're saying you disapprove something, but they submit the document. Let me give you a number. They say disapprove. Number is, Zubair, can you read the number on my, Zubair, come here. Give me 1 second. I cannot read the number. Jose Remigio on 6/5, 8:13 a.m. He said disapprove. And what the process number? Hold on 1 second. Process number is UPA 240-52635. This is from the Durham. Senior Perez?
I'm not seeing that one on here, unfortunately. As I mentioned, the three that I see on here, one is from 2010, one is from 2011, and one is from 2013.
Okay.
Ms. Abdul, can you repeat that number for me? Let me look it up on my end. Let me see what you're saying.
Okay. Is you like umbrella, P like P like Pakistan, A like Abdul, 240-52635.
And he said they emailed that this morning,
And they
Johnny.
said Yeah, they said that disapprove. I don't know what the reason is. Let me read the reason. I cannot read so small. Zubair, read this thing, what they say on it. What is the reason? I'm watching you. Thank you, Mr. Perez.
Give me 1 second. I'm looking now. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Thank you.
Correct the property address on
I don't want you to go to my seat. I don't want you to go to my seat.
we have plant market on as one PDF per plant sheet. Okay.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, so it was submitted on 6/5. It was submitted actually today.
Yes.
The application was submitted. The application was actually submitted on 6/4. For that property, it was denied, and you have plans must. It got comments because it says one, plans must be submitted as a PDF. And it's a whole bunch of things that you need to do to re-upload the thing. So whoever is submitting your plans to Miami-Dade County is uploading them incorrectly. So image with Miami-Dade County process, it does take a while. It has to go through certain reviews, and it can take, maybe depends on how your architects submit their plans. You may have questions, you may have comments. So it can take a month or 2 months. It depends on how fast you guys move. But right now, you have to submit, the submittal needs to be submitted over again. So you need to contact your architect or engineer and let them know that on their end, they need to resubmit those plans back to Miami-Dade County. So it's just going to Miami-Dade County. So when we gave you the process number, you just submitted it yesterday to Miami-Dade County. So like Ms. Sanders stated, I think that right now everything should stand as fine. Should be, however she wants to give the days. It's up to you, Your Honor. But right now, he's not in compliance.
As mentioned, the application date was yesterday, so it appears that none of the plans have been submitted to Durham until yesterday. So in lieu of working with Durham, it seems like, and I don't want to say this, but we've been dragging our feet now for over 2 years, where if plans are only being submitted yesterday and they're also being denied, the city's been working in good faith. However, I feel like the fine should probably be ratified at this point, and we can mitigate it once the project has been completed or issued.
Your Honor, the reason they were denied because of the address and the paper was not filed in a proper order. Architect get it, and you have to understand, it's not in my hand. The architect and engineer, they have to work. And I'm working on them, and they usually take some time, very sweet time. And my hands are tied with them. I already spent over, I don't want to guess wrong, over my architect and engineer over $26,000 so far, just to get this engineering drawing done. And they say, yeah, getting done, getting done, and they're gone, and nothing happened.
So, Magistrate, if we can we go ahead and move forward with ratifying these fines, if so? Because as stated, by, seems like everyone, this was just submitted yesterday when we met and gave him already 6 months to get all of this done. And again, nothing was done until yesterday.
Your Honor, it's not in my hand. The architect...
Magistrate, we can't hear you. You're muted. Sorry.
What do I do, Your Honor?
One moment, Abdul.
Mr. Abdul, this has been ongoing, sir, and these cases need to be moved along. So I will ratify the fine. This case, you work it out with your engineering, etc., and then you can work with the city regarding the fine. Okay. Next item.
Number 10. Case number CEBPR 2022-00563. This is for building without permit for the cement and concrete wall that was installed in the rear of the property in the alleyway right-of-way without permits being first obtained. As of my last reinspection, as we've stated with all the other testimony, no application has been submitted to the city regarding the work that was done around the perimeter of the property. So compliance has not been met.
Which one? Can you show
me? This
is
for the cement and concrete wall that was installed in the rear of the property.
That's the one I'm talking about for the permit. I have a permit for that. Yeah, I have a permit for that. The perimeter wall was inspected. Yeah, hold on. Stay on the same page. Stay on the same page. Story. Go back on the page, the one you were there. Yeah, hold on. Pole sign relocated, gas boiler, building storage, sign pole, heating.
These are all the permits for the property.
Yes. Electrical wiring, installation, rolling, relocated 400 amp paving, irrigation, relocating gas tank, exterior facade improvement.
Exterior facade would be that of the actual building itself. It would not be a wall. This would be a wall or fence permit.
Can you open this one? Hold on. Let me write this permit number. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Mr. Abdul, you can get that from the building department or come in and we can print that out for you.
Yes, that's fine. It's 00135.
There were no sub-permits within this one itself. It's just for facade improvements, which is that of the exterior building. As you see here, there were no sub-permits submitted with this one.
Okay, I will come. Okay.
At this time, the city is requesting that the fines be ratified for this case as well, Your Honor.
All right, for item number 10.
Yeah, this is 10.
Okay, sir, this case is ratified as well. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violations still exist. The daily fine amount is hereby ratified, retroactive.
Okay. And the last case for Mr. Abdul is SD NOV 2022-00706. This was for the actual dumpster enclosure. This violation was cited on that same day by Mrs. Barbara on April 18, 2022. Did an overall inspection of the property. She cited him stating that the dumpster needed to be properly enclosed. As of my last reinspection 2 weeks ago, the dumpster still remains and no enclosure has been obtained at this time. No applications have been submitted to the city either.
Sir?
Yes, we have. Yes. That slipped my mind. Okay. That thing slipped my mind.
At this time, the city is requesting that the fines be ratified for this case as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. So this also is, the fine is ratified retro. Good luck to you, Mr. Abdul. It seems like you have a lot on your plate, sir. So I wish you the best.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Your Honor. God bless you. Thank you, everybody.
Jose, can you enable your host access?
Yes, I got this one.
You are now the host.
Thank you. All right, Magistrate, that does conclude the attendees that have registered here.
Okay.
So we will begin at the beginning.
All right. Let me take a 5-minute rest. I need to use the ladies' room.
Sure.
everyone is ready, we can go back on the record.
All right, we are back. Yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Give them a moment, Magistrate.
No problem.
They got excited for their break.
I know we all need a break. We all need a break.
I think we got about 15 left.
Okay. We'll be able to get through it. I have 19.
Yeah. And one of them at the end is the large property, so it's one individual. So. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin.
All right.
At the beginning, Magistrate, with item number 1. Property address, property owner is 12326 Northeast 6 LLC, case number CEMHS 2023-00787. The officer on this case is Christopher Colson.
All right, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Yep. Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson.
Good afternoon, Magistrate. This is a new case, CEMHS 2023-00787. This was a annual housing inspection, and we were asking for the extermination report or proof of extermination was the violation. I never received proof during my re-inspection, and as of the final inspection, violation still remains. Final inspection took place on 5/23/24. I'm sorry, I'm Officer Colson, City of North Miami Neighborhood Service Department. Forgot that part. But everything was properly mailed and certified.
Okay.
It's another case that goes with that property. You want me to read it, or you want to wait?
Yes, case number, item number 2-12326 Northeast 6 LLC, case number CEMHS 2023-00788.
Again, Officer Inspector Colson, City of North Miami Neighborhood Service Department. This is a case for mailboxes broken and in disrepair. Violation was issued during the AHI sweep, and I did a re-inspection. They still hadn't been completed and done. So as of the final re-inspection that was done on 5/23/24, the violation still remains of the broken and disrepair mailboxes at the property. I have not had any contact with the property owners, so I don't know what's going on at the property to get those things repaired.
Okay, so these things have been ongoing for about approximately a year?
Yes, a year.
Okay.
They fixed the other violations that were on the property. I don't know what happened with contacting me with the extermination report or the mailboxes, but they weren't able to, they weren't done. They're still out of compliance.
Okay. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city entered adjudication. Owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount. As to item number 1, CEMHS 2023-00787, it will be $250. And as to item number 2, CEMHS 2023-00788. It will be $150.
All right. Item number 4, 13621 Northwest 7th Avenue LLC. Case number SDNOV 2023-01560. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre.
Good afternoon. Neighborhood Service Inspector Jonathan Lemestre. This case, compliance was met. The business owner from SS Furniture, he came in yesterday and provided a receipt to us in regards to paying Waste Pro for trash service. I was able to verify with the admin team here and with Waste Pro that compliance has been met, so this case is case closed.
Okay, all right. Wonderful.
Thank you for that, Jonathan. Next item we're going to call is item number 18 and item number 19. Number 18 is June 18 Properties LLC, case number CEFLR 2022-00401. This was previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of November 16 of 2023. Fine set at $250. Case number 19, June 18 Properties LLC, CEZCU 2022-00695. Previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of November 16. Fine set at $250 plus the $100 cost assessment. The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo.
Good afternoon, Inspector Murillo, Neighborhood Services Department. This case was open to a property address 13400 Biscayne Boulevard. The name of the business, The Chef. To renew the business tax received, this case was open on September 15th of 2022. The order to comply was posted on October 18th of 2023. The notice to appear was posted on May 2nd, and the final inspection of May 22nd there has been no compliance. For item number 19, this case was open to obtain the certificate of use. This also was open on September 15th of 2022. The order to comply was posted on October 18th of 2023. As of my final inspection of May 22nd of 2024, there hasn't been no compliance.
They're still open, they're still operating?
Yes.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, and find that the violation still exists. Also find good notice, given proper notice, corners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount as to item number 18, the daily fine amount of $250 is hereby ratified. Also, same ruling as to item number 19, the daily fine amount $250.
Next item we're going to call is item number 21, Marbella Condo Property Association. Case number is CEFAW 2022-00091. Previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of October 19, 2023. Fine was set at $500 plus the $100 cost assessment. Item number 22, Marbella Condos Property Association. Case number CEFOB 2022-00387. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of October 19, 2023. Fine set at $500 plus the $100 cost assessment. And case number 23, Marbella Condo Property Association. Case number CEZCU 2022-00691. Previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of October 19, 2023. Fine set at $500, and the officer on this case is Shanna Sanders.
Neighborhood Service Inspector. These are all cases for property address 12890 Northeast 8th Avenue for failure for the iron fence that needed to be pressure cleaned, repaired, and repainted, no business tax receipt, and for the certificate of use. I am showing that all 3 violations were open on September 12th of 2022 while doing my annual housing inspection. I inspected the property, hand delivered the notice to a woman who identified herself as the manager. Of course, as already stated, these cases have already been adjudicated by Magistrate Smith. When I went out to post the notice to appear, I did speak to a gentleman who identified himself as the new property management of the business. He stated he would, take care of the situation and bring the violation to compliance. As of my last reinspection, actually, I saw him at the property again. He stated he would submit an extension request I have not received any extension requests, so I am moving forward with presenting the cases. Of my last reinspection 2 weeks ago, the violation still remains on May 22nd. The iron fence still remains chipped and in need of repainting. I am showing that no business tax receipt has been obtained for this property and no certificate of use has been obtained. So all 3 violations still remain. I am showing proper service was given because I posted the property with the notice to appear, as well as I started to get in the car, hand delivered them and had a conversation with the manager. I'm also showing that certified mailing was mailed out to the property owner by administrative staff as well.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations still exist. As to item number 21, the daily fine amount of $500 is ratified. Same goes for item number 22. The daily fine amount of $500 is ratified. Also, item number 23, the daily fine amount is, all fines are retroactive to October 19th, 2023. Also, I find that there's good notice, and given proper notice, owners have failed to appear.
All right. All right, Magistrate, the last items on this agenda is item number 27 through item number 36. We do have different officers for each case, so I'll go ahead and read the items into the hearing.
What did we, number 26?
26? No, I'm sorry. Oh, I was looking at something wrong. I apologize, Magistrate. Yes, item number 26 is Yalis Corp., case number CEFLR 2023-00434. Officer Lemestre is the officer on this case.
Good afternoon. It's okay. Good afternoon, Inspector Lemestre from the Neighborhood Service Department. This case is in regard to business, a Comfort Living Inc., who's failed to renew the business tax receipt for the city of North Miami. So on August 27, 2023, I opened the notice of violation in regards to the business, a Comfort Living Inc., not renewing their business tax receipt. I posted the notice of violation at the property, and I mailed the notice of violation to the property owner. As of the final reinspection date, the business has failed to renew the business tax receipt. And to give you a better understanding of what's happening with this business, I spoke to the business tax receipt office, and they informed me that a Comfort Living Inc., it's a assisted living facility at a house at 1660 Northwest 135th Street. And the reason why they're unable to renew it is because their license expired with the AHCA, which is the Assisted The Agency for Healthcare Administration, they haven't, their license expired on September 5th, 2021. So the business owner did come to the city to renew their business tax receipt, but with their license expired, the city can't renew, they can't renew their business tax receipt with the city until they have their license taken care of. So that's the situation.
So they're still operating
Yes.
without a license,
Yes.
without the proper receipts, et cetera.
Yes, ma'am. This is the first time this case is being heard. But yes, since 2021, they haven't had their license with the Agency for Healthcare Administration, and the city is they're unable to renew their business tax receipt with the city just because of that.
And the state hasn't shut them down.
Not that I know of, no.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, owners here and hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation. Not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you.
All right, now we can go 27 through 36. I got excited, you know, it's almost the end of the hearing.
I'm like, wait a minute, was I sleepwalking? What's going on?
I got too excited. All right. Item number 27, YMP Center Court LLC, case number CESCN 2022-00029. The officer on this case is Shanna Sanders. Item number 28, YMP Center Court LLC, case number MHVIO 2022-00628. The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo. Item number 29, YMP Center Court LLC, case number MHVIO 2022-00631. Officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo. Item number 30, YMP Center Court LLC, case number MHVIO 2022-00635. The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo. Item number 31, YMP Center Court LLC, MHVIO 2022-00640. The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo. Item number 32, YMP Center Court LLC, case number MHVIO 2022-00642. Officer on this case, Gennaro Murillo. Item number 33, YMP Center Court LLC, case number MHVIO 2022-00647. The officer on this case is Gennaro Murillo. Item number 34, YMP Center Court LLC, MHVIO 2022-00655. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre. Item number 35, YMP Center Court LLC, MHVIO 2022-00656. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre. And item number 36, YMP Center Court LLC, MHVIO 2022-00662. The officer is Jonathan Lemestre. So we'll start with Ms. Sanders on item number 27.
Yes.
You're muted.
Number 27.
You're good.
Okay. First case is number 27, CESCN 2022-00029. This is a new case. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, that was for an extension. Okay, this is a new case for window screens that were missing that needed to be installed. I initially inspected inside of this property on October 6th of 2022 while doing an annual housing inspection. Me as well as my fellow colleagues, as you'll see in the upcoming cases, we're doing the annual housing inspection. At that time, I observed several violations. Most have been taken care of except for the window screens. I spoke with the property manager, explained that per city ordinance for commercial properties, minimum housing, all windows and or doors must have the proper screenings on them. They stated they would take care of the situation after they finished the restoration of the balconies because they were doing work at that time. As of my last reinspection, balcony work still remains undone and the window screen still remains missing. I did speak to the property manager who asked for an extension. I explained to him we had already given him an extension 6 months ago. He had more than enough time to just install and or properly place the window screens on the windows. So the last extension was denied. I am showing proper service was given. I hand delivered my notice to appear to the property manager on the 6th of May. I hand delivered it to them. I am showing certified mailing was also mailed out via certified mail by the administrative staff.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city. In turn, adjudication, owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you, Magistrate. Gennaro number 28.
Magistrate, can I read them all at once since they were serviced on the same day and the cases were open on the same day?
If the facts are intertwined, you go ahead.
Okay. For item 28, so this case were open. This was brought to the property address 14897 Northeast 18 Ave. This is building number 4. This case was for windows, for several sliding doors, screen missing throughout the entire building. For item 29, same property address 14897 Northeast 18 Ave. This violation was open to paint the entire building. For item number 30, for the property address 14897 Northeast 18 Ave. This case was open because I observed while doing the annual housing inspection, plumbing work that was done on the laundry room without a permit. All these cases were open on October 5th of 2022.
Got 31 as well and 32.
Well, item 39 is another building.
Okay.
And all these cases were open on October 5th of 2022. The notice to appear was posted on May 2nd of 2024. And as my final inspection on May 22nd of 2024, there has been no compliance. And as my colleague mentioned that we had given them several extension to this property.
Yeah, because I'm seeing that you, as you indicated, that this started in 2022, and yeah, almost 2 years. All right, so start for 29. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement
28,
officer.
Magistrate. 28.
Hold on, we did 28. Was it 28, Officer Sanders?
No, 27 was Sanders. He's 28. 29 and
29 and
30.
30.
Yes, that he just testified on.
All right, so I put my notes in the wrong place. This goes to item number 27. Realize that I can't use my screen if yours is up.
Oh, okay. Let me move mine.
Okay, great. Okay, makes sense. All right, so based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, find that the violations do exist. Also find good notice. Given the proper notice, owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city. Enter an adjudication. Owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation. Okay, I see where the confusion is. There's two different case address here. All right, so for item number 28, MHVIO 2022-00628, there will be 30 days. And if the violation is not abated by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500. As to 29, IO 2022-00631, adjudication 30 days. If the issue is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $350. And as to item number 31, MHVIO 20.
I haven't
number 30.
testified for 31.
I'm sorry?
I haven't testified for 31. I only did 28, 29, and 30
I
so
thought you
far.
did all of the
Oh no,
148.
because this is another building. The remaining 3 that I have.
That's right. It's right in front of me. I don't know why I'm okay. All right, so it will be 5. And what did I say? 350, correct?
Yes, number 28, 500, 29, 350, and 30.
All right, and 30 is MHGIO 2022-00635. That's the building permit. So that's 250.
With an abatement date of 30 days as well.
30 days, correct. Okay.
Go ahead, Gennaro.
Okay, Your Honor, for item 31, this is for the address 14899 Northeast 18th Ave. This is building number 6. The case was opened, indicating that several missing, damaged windows and doors screened throughout the building. For item number 32, same property address. The entire building needs to be pressure washed and repainted where needed. And for item 33, exposed rebar and cracking or sparking around the entire building. This case was opened for all 3 on October 5th of 2022. The notice to appear was posted on May 2nd of 2024, and as of my final inspection of May 22nd of 2024, there hasn't been no complaints.
Is there a plan for them to do all the buildings together? I'm trying to understand why from 2020 has been done.
I'm sorry?
So nothing has been done since 2022 when these cases were open.
No.
And no one has reached out to the city or the different inspectors involved, you know, to discuss what the big plan of action is.
I have a note here. It was in November 2nd of 2023. Magistrate Smith tabled the case to allow the property owner, attorney, and contractor sufficient time to meet with the building official. That's when we grant an extension. I think it was for several months. I don't recall how many months was. But then after that, we haven't we haven't got any contact with them.
So there's nothing in the system that says that this meeting ever took place, or?
No.
Okay. And Officer Sanders, you've had no contact, no one has reached out to you?
No, the only time well, I'm gonna say no one has reached out to me, but however, when I was at the property, because that's the zone that I work now, I myself, spoke to the management, and they have a new manager there, so we've had conversations, and and he's saying he submitted applications, he say he's in the process, but other than just conversations in the office and as directed, he's been asked to go visit the building department and get this ball rolling. I know they do have a few applications for the restoration of the building, to redo the balconies and resurfacing and stuff like that. I mean, roughly, I know it was something like that being that was submitted. I think they obtained the permits.
Yes. They submitted something for that, but it's still pending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not going to say they haven't. They have met with the building department. We have had conversations. They have submitted applications to the city. Again, I would have to look, because each unit in Central Court each building has a separate folio number. So I would have to look individually, but they have been working on it. It's been taking, a long process, because, they didn't change a couple of managers. Center Court is, Center Court, so yeah, they've been making progress, but it's just been slow. Let's say that. I mean, if any other officers had contact, with them, as I'm getting complaints about other stuff, I visited them and brought up these other violations. But I know through speaking to the manager, he's had said that he spoke to, I know he brought up Chris a couple of times and other officers, definitely Chris. So maybe they could chime in and speak of conversations that they've had, but they do have applications for this work that possibly they've been cited for. Yeah, I haven't looked at anybody else's violations, but yeah, it seems like it's for the repressuring and resurfacing and exterior stuff. So they do have applications on file for the exterior of the properties, of the buildings.
Okay. I just find it unusual that they don't have a representation or a representative present, and it's a lot of violations.
And I thought he would. Yeah, I thought he would, and I might, hear me say I might go to the car and see if I get his business card and give him a quick little call and see, because I mean, he seemed like, hey, he was going to be here giving testimony. I know he did ask for an extension, but, I personally told him you could submit it, but, if it's up to me, I'm not willing to give it, because, this has been dragging for, a year and a half, 2 years now. But, other than that, I could look to see if I have his number in the car. I know he gave me a card, and he said he was new, but that newness has been months ago. So
based on the unrebutted testimony of the officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, orders hereby find it's in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. As to item, like, make sure I get all my items correctly. I think again, screen violation, 30 days, $500. As to 32, I didn't read the case number, I'm sorry. 31 is MHVIO 2022-00640, and adjudication 30 days, $500. As to item MHVIO 2022-00642, 30 days, $500. As to item number 33, MHVIO 2022-00647. This one I find that it's possible safety, and
You're in and out, Magistrate. I didn't catch that.
I am? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get closer. I'm not really sure what's going on. I said as to item number 23, MHVIO 2022-00647, because of the officer's testimony regarding exposed rebar and cracks around the building, I find that there's possible, health and safety issues. And for that, I would ask, and I don't know if my building inspector is still there. I know that in the past, what we have requested is that within 30, usually it's within a week, but since nobody's here, I will ask that within 30 days, they submit to the city something from their engineer stating that the building is safe. Who's my building inspector?
Ms.
Who's
Pressy.
present? Miss Inspector.
Inspector Pressy, if you're still on, please.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I had to get back on.
All right. So because the officer has testified that we have exposed rebar and cracks all around the building, I am requesting that within 30 days that your office a report from their engineer indicating that the structure is safe. I am again entering an adjudication and 30 days to submit the report and get the work started. That doesn't happen, there will be a daily fine amount of $750.
Okay. Okay, so you don't need me to go out there to the property to do a site visit, you just need them to submit the engineer reports, correct?
Say that one more time.
You don't need me to do a site visit, you just want me to make sure they submit the engineer report?
We can add that. You can do what you need to do. You can do a site visit, but I also want to put it in their responsibility as well to submit an engineer report to the city. And the structure is or not.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Clerk, did you get all?
I got it. I sure did. Jonathan, number 34 to 36, please.
Yes, ma'am. Neighborhood Service Inspector Jonathan Lemestri. We'll start with case number 34, MHVIO-2022-00655. Property address is 14697 Northeast 18th Avenue, Building 5. This case is in regard to pressure washing and or paint the exterior walls before the reinspection date. So on May 30, the violation was opened on October 5th, 2022. Violation was posted at the property. And of course, as of final reinspection date, compliance has not been met. As you can see with the exterior walls, dirt, mildew, stains, cracks, it's the works over there. Nothing has been done by the property management team. I did speak to the property manager over there, and they told me that they're working on it. They're first working on the exposed rebars and cracks first before they could do any pressure washing or paint. But regardless, this has been open since 2022.
So this is similar to this building. It is similar to the situation going on in building 14899.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. As a group, we all went together as a team. We all went to center court, and again, they have multiple buildings at the property, so we're all split up. But yeah, for all the buildings look like they need to be repainted, pressure washed, repainted. So for this one specifically, yes, but nothing has been done.
Okay. But you said for the exposed rebar, that's more than just paint.
That's case number 36. So this is case number 34 that I was just explaining.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So
You can
that's case
proceed.
number 34. Yeah. So for case number 35, case number MHVIO-2022-00656, property address 14697 Northeast 18th Avenue, Building 5. The walls around the building are cracked throughout. The case was opened on October 5th, 2022. And as you can see from the exterior walls, visible cracks, exposed rebars right there, as you can see on the balconies. They have applied for a permit, but again, work has not been done. Permit is still pending in the building within the building department, but work has not started yet. And again, this case has been open since October 2022.
Number 36.
And case number 36, MHVIO-2022-00662, property address 14695 Northeast 18th Avenue. This is in regard to the exposed cracks and rebars on the balconies. Please obtain the proper permits and address the exposed cracks and rebar. Again, case was opened in October of 2022, and the violation still remains as we speak. As you can see, extensive cracks, extensive exposed rebars throughout the balconies. Again, work has not been completed, and the permit is still pending within our system.
And there are people living there, right?
Oh, absolutely. I believe they blocked off the access into the balconies, but regardless, it's still a life safety issue in regards to the exposed cracks and rebars. And that's the staircase.
Okay. All right, let me pull mine up. All right, starting at item number 34.
34 to 36.
All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. So find good notice, given proper notice, owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have 30 days by which to resolve the violation. As to item, let me find my list. As to item number 34, MHVIO 2022-00655, 30 days, $500. As to item MHVIO 2022-00656, again, cracked walls. This is a health and safety issue just because we have to make sure that the building is safe. So for both items 35 and 36, MHVI 2200662, I'm going to make the same request that I did in the other case, that the
750.
I'm sorry,
750 to submit the report.
750 submit the report, and then the city official can do a site visit as well, or within the next 30 days. We get that?
Got it.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, Magistrate, that does conclude our agenda for today.
All right, it was a long day, but we got through it.
We got through it. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. Thank you. So we are adjourned. Everyone have the, I guess.
Have a great day.
Great day.
Thank you, Magistrate.
Thank you, Magistrate. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Magistrate.
Thanks. Bye.